Hello and welcome to the TCF Morning Show. It is Wednesday, November 20th. I am joined by Matt is back on the show tonight. You can follow him on Twitter at schools_01. And Boomy is back. If you want to follow him, it's at BoomyTCF. Boomy? No,
What's up, boys?
No flipping off the camera tonight. Please.
I'll do my best.
Please.
Don't be rude to me. We won't have to resort to
Hey,
that.
you're lucky. Hey, you're lucky I was nice enough to put the air sign over that.
Yeah. Hey, that was on you though. You made me do that.
No, you lost your cool, bro. But if you want to check out our sponsors, The Muddy Otter, go over to their Facebook page, The Muddy Otter. Go to their website, themuddy.otter.com, or check out their Instagram, The Muddy Otter. I know Boomy always pulling it up. He's pulling it up for us right now. They are out of the Lake of the Ozarks. They work out of their garage. They do handmade pottery, woodworking. They make beautiful stuff. It's Hannah and Mitch Prentice. Mitch I went to school with, one of my best friends from high school, and Hannah went to Leland, a local school, and they do great work. It's great, and you're just helping like a little business. That's what I think, stuff like that, and you get a great product. I look at that, just handmade mugs. We got pens there. We got I think wine holders or like whatever that is, the stoppers. They got bottle openers. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. They may not have bottle openers. Don't hold me to that. But they just have everything for you. And you know it's made with love and care from Hannah and Mitch Prentice. Thank you to. Oh, look at that. Like I said, they also have stuff if you want to have it personalized and they can do it. Then they will always help you through that process. They're very nice people. They're very like I said, my mom, she has something made, is having something made that is personalized, and Mitch is he's great at communicating, and that's just a great business. Thank you to The Muddy Otter. But let's get into our first topic, boys. We got Blackhawks, Hurricanes. The Blackhawks took an L tonight, 4-2. But I think it was a good loss. I guess that's not really there, but they fought back. They got back in it. It's at the United Center. They've been playing a lot of games lately. Carolina's a good team. They play again, I think, Thursday and Saturday. Did either of you able to watch this? Because I have Dish Network, and Dish Network is rude, and they took away NBC Sports Chicago. They are in an argument with them, so I can't watch that. I have to watch it on my iPad sometimes, and then it's behind. My phone picks it up. It's a disaster. Thoughts on the Blackhawks, boys?
Didn't get a chance to watch, but I mean, I followed most of the game, and just you can't dig yourself in a hole. And I think they got down 3-0. That's hockey, though. You can't bury yourself early and then expect to get back into one.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I got to watch a good chunk of the game. Like you said, like when we said, they're down 3-0. You get two back late in the third. Made it a little bit of a game last 5-6 minutes of the third period, but they gave up an empty netter, and at that point, it's all said and done. So just bounce back. It's been a good run for the Hawks. It's interesting again. We're at least scratching for a playoff spot currently, and the arrow's trending up. Which a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I think the three of us all would have just been desperate for any one of our teams trending up outside of Boomy being a Packer. Bypass that aspect of things, but yeah, I mean, hey, they're playing better. They got tough schedule ahead. They've navigated their way through some rough waters here in the last week against some other good teams. So, like I said, you can't be upset about it. It's a loss that you can live with.
I think the big thing here is that, like you said, Matt, they go on a nice little run. I think they pick up four wins in a row. I'm a little tired and out of it, but I think it was 4. Now, the big thing is here with this team is I feel like you can't turn around and go the opposite. Like you can't drop like 3 straight and expect to be able to do that all year and remain in the hunt. You got to, take this one off the chin. You got 2 days till you play again. Got to come out and take care of business before you let 1 turn into 2, turn into 4, turn into 5. You got to stop the bleeding while it's there. And if you're able to do that, I mean, and just keep stringing multiple wins together, you're going to put yourself in a good place here at the end of the year.
Yeah,
I mean Oh, I'm sorry. Zach. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like they said, they came back at the end of the game, so you know that they can come back. This offense can get going in a way. So like I said, you don't want to keep the losses moving. You want to make sure you keep it to 1 or 2, hopefully not in a row. But I think that they had Robin. He could have done. I mean, he was getting shot on a lot tonight. That last one was with the goalie pole. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that was an empty netter.
So like I said, at least they're keeping games exciting. That's all I asked for. And I also took a money line, so I think it's my fault.
Yeah, this one's on you, Zach.
I'll take it.
Yeah, like you said, though, Bowie, 1-4 in a row, and 5-6, 6 of 8 going into tonight. So it's been a good run for them. You take this loss, you got to come back on Thursday night. It's a tough team. You got Tampa coming into town. Obviously was the President's Cup winner last year. They're talented at each level of goalie, defense, and offense. But you got to win the next one. Don't let this thing snowball, like you guys were saying, and go from there. I like what we see. Kirby Dach's played well. He's really starting to pick up his game and starting to make an impact. It's fun to watch. Let's just put it that way.
Not bad for a 19-year-old.
No kidding, man. No kidding.
I couldn't imagine playing professional hockey at 19 years old. We're back home against the Lightning on Thursday, so a nice little bounce back against the Lightning. Hopefully, another good team. Like I said, Carolina's not a bad team, so you can't take that as like a
No,
a bad
exactly.
loss. Let's get on to the topic that everyone wants to talk about today. It's been 15 years since the Malice at the Palace. Matt,
That seems like it was yesterday.
Matt, you
dude.
have probably the best story out of all of us. You do have the best story out of all of us. Let's hear it from when it happened, where you were.
I was in college at the time, and it was my senior year of college. I was living with, let's see, it would have been, definitely one big Pistons fan, but being a student at Western Michigan, we had a lot of Detroit and Detroit suburb kids at school with us. So a bunch of my friends are from the suburbs of Detroit and from Detroit. So a bunch of Pistons fans, especially when they were really good in that run of 2002, 2003 to 05, 06. The Pistons, won a championship. They're a really good team. So there was a lot of hype. I was a big, I grew up in the era when it was Jordan versus Isaiah Thomas and Dennis Rodman. And so I remember that vividly as a young kid. But so I've always had a deep hatred for the Pistons. When I was in school, I hated them. It's always been in my blood that Detroit is what Green Bay is in football and what the Cardinals are in baseball to me. However, that night, wow, that's anybody who's reacting aggressively to the Miles Mason Rudolph situation.
That's
go ahead
nothing compared.
Go ahead and put that on pause for a minute and go watch a YouTube video. We should probably tweet that out tomorrow too.
Definitely,
Zach and Bowie when we get a chance. There's like a 6-minute video that sums the whole thing up. I think they did a 30 for 30 on it, if I remember correctly, on the Malice at the Palace. Yeah. What a night! And if you want to look at like I know most of the people. I'm not going to go into the story about what happened. If you guys want to talk about a little bit more, what obviously the big brawl that happened between fans in the crowd, players on both sides of the Pistons and Pacers. But you look at that; it was a who's who of flat out NBA badasses.
Just dogs, dude.
You got Ron Artest, you got Ben Wallace,
Steven Jackson,
Rasheed Wallace, Steven Jackson, Jermaine
O'Neal. Yes,
Jermaine O'Neal.
Badass.
What's lost in that is there is a man that is out there today that is lucky to be alive because Jermaine O'Neal slipped. I mean, if he did not slip, that guy is going to get punched by Jermaine O'Neal. That's what they always say when you go to a basketball game, you sit courtside, you figure out how big the professional basketball players really are, how physical the game is.
Punching.
Imagine them running into the crowd after you. I mean, you don't think about how big a guy is until he's standing right next to just a normal, everyday civilian, a guy out there watching the game at wherever. It's just insane to think about that, like those guys storming the seats, the bleachers, whatever, and going after somebody like that's just crazy to think about. Like, imagine like a Dwight Howard or because that's. I mean, I guess Ron Artest wasn't that size, but that man was jacked. He was huge.
My favorite part of the entire video was the fat guy on the sideline wearing a white Pistons jersey and blue jeans, and he puts his fist up like this to Ron Artest, and Ron Artest just takes one step and just punches him right in the face, and he goes down like a sack of bricks.
He split the goalpost of those two fists. Like it was the easiest. It was right down the chute. He took the two fists and said, "I'm going to go right between these as quickly as a human possibly can." And he blew him up. Like I was reading some stuff about when I saw this topic was going to be talked about for today's show. I had to go back and I watched the YouTube video. I watched a couple of YouTube videos, read some articles about it again, just to kind of get what people were saying about it now and what people said about it.
Oh my gosh, think about that.
It's just like. Oh, could you imagine the way Twitter would react to something like that right now? We would literally have to ban all of our children from ever watching sports ever again.
Imagine
no kids under the age of 18 would be able to watch a sport.
The Darren Ravel tweet.
Oh, Darren Ravel would just crap out of his mouth.
Peter King would have a heart attack.
Well, he'd have to be sending him multiple emails how we could never watch basketball ever again because some basketball player went into the crowd and attacked a fan who threw a beer at him.
One crazy aspect of this too, and I came across it with one of the articles I read, was that Artest has actually become friends with the guy that hit him with the beer. Like when he was laying on the scores table, and he was like almost restrained, and everything was like calmed down. Like apparently Artest has since become relatively has either an acquaintanceship or a friendship with the guy.
That's crazy.
But apparently the guy who threw it was with a buddy. His buddy bet him $50 that he couldn't hit Artest.
No way. Beer.
And that's how it got thrown. That's apparently what was that's how that whole thing started. So it all starts with a bet from a buddy that lands on Artest, basically his face, and all hell breaks loose after that. It all comes back to gambling when you really get down to it.
I got a little trivia for you guys.
Yeah.
Who was reffing that game?
Tim Donahue.
Tim Donahue. And he just came out.
Yeah.
I think they had a movie about him. He was actually, I just listened to it. They had the new PMT dropped early, so I was kind of listening to some of it. And he was also on the Pat McAfee show.
That's where I heard.
It's just interesting that he was a part of it, and he was saying that Larry Brown came up to him and said something about how to try and control it, and he looked at him and goes, "What would you want me to do? What is Tim Donahue? What are any of those refs going to do?
What am I going to do?"
The Myles Garrett stuff. What were those refs going to do with any of those players? Any of those players?
Those guys are 65 and over. Give me a fucking break.
And the smallest guy out there is probably 230, 240 jacked.
Right, and that's what I'm saying.
I don't know what.
Matt went through the list of guys that were on the court. Those dudes were just dogs. What is
Steven
3, 5, 10 referees going to do about these dogs just going after each other, laying haymakers?
And
what are you going to do?
A fan ran onto the court. A fan ran onto the court and started another fight. It just kept going all over the place. And then I was watching it back this morning, and they were like, one of the announcers was like, "There is a crazy look in Ron Artest's eyes right now." I'm like, yeah, he just attacked a fan in the stand.
Well, think about that. He got suspended for 73 games, so that was 9 games into the season. When you have that kind of animosity between two good teams at that time, because they were both playing. I mean, obviously the Pistons.
He's kicked out of the league if this happens right now.
He was 73 games is what he got suspended for. That's bananas. I'm not saying it wasn't warranted, but that's a lot. I mean,
73
games.
Think about it now. I'm not kidding. I think he's kicked out of the league.
Probably.
Oh yeah.
Probably.
Easily, but yeah, like I said.
And I'm not saying that's even wrong. It's probably worth debate.
I mean, he attacked a fan in the stands. He attacked people who pay to watch them play basketball. He threw a beer at them, but you should be able to maybe have a little bit more restraint than that. I guess coming from me, it
was a product of bad timing.
I don't know how I would.
The guy was already.
Yeah, Zach. Maybe you should have showed some restraint.
Well, guess what? I'm not a professional basketball player.
I'm
not out there getting paid millions of dollars like that. You really think about that whole situation. You watch that video, that was madness. A lot of really bad things could happen. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
you
no,
say-
I'll tweet out the YouTube video from the one I watched earlier that I thought was really good, and I'll send it to you guys too. So if you want to retweet it, so everyone
Dude,
can
imagine
check that out
Ron
if you haven't
Artest
seen it. It's good stuff.
running at you into the bleachers. Like, let's say he jumped at those guys. Let's say they land in a weird way. Like, that's crazy.
Dude, and we talked about it a little bit on the podcast today. Like, that really changed the way that live sporting events are handled now. Like, there was not a huge police presence at that game. Now, like Zach said, you go to a Bulls game, every time out there's, security guards at every 10 feet on the court.
Yeah.
It's just changed the way that the sporting world operates today.
Every anniversary of the Malice in the Palace is one of my favorite days.
I agree. I love it. But like Daniel said, if you promised me I had to fight my way out of every NBA game, I'd be a season ticket holder
I don't know
tomorrow.
if that's true, because if I had to fight the players, then that's not good.
If I had to fight like Ben Wallace, absolutely.
Dude,
not.
I forgot how just
That dude was a beast.
humongous Ben Wallace was.
He was terrifying.
For
Terrifying.
$1, where did Ben Wallace go to college?
It was Virginia Union.
Damn it, Matt! You should have waited. There's no way Zach knew that.
No, I was gonna say, you're asking. I wasn't gonna answer that question because I knew Matt had it.
Virginia Union, Division II.
I almost said Virginia Military Institute, VMI.
That would have been a good guess, though, too.
I knew it was Virginia something. I just guessed Union. I thought it might have been VMI, but
That was, Virginia Union.
So you always gotta love this anniversary. Let's move on to
Yeah,
something
I
like
agree.
me and Boomy have kind of been not involved in this, but we did a little bit of a Impossible Burger review that has never seen the light of day. But
Yeah, no
they
shit.
are being sued over this Impossible Burger because somebody has said that a burger joint would make burgers, this different burgers on the same grill. So they are saying that the Impossible Burger was made on the same grill as like a Whopper was made. So they technically were eating meat.
Yeah, their argument is that they're being grilled or made on the grill with the same, like you said, with meat. So they're being cooked in beef fat.
I'm about to get
which
worked up
makes
because
it non-vegan.
you know
you
what?
are going-
You're fucking welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
if you are
Exactly.
going to Burger
Cooked on
King
that grill.
to legit get a vegan burger and you're that concerned about it, well then figure it out.
Piss off.
Figure it out. Burger King is not your vegan hotspot for food.
Is there
Get out of my
anybody
face.
more on a high horse, on a pedestal, on a I'm better than you stigma than quote most? I'm not going to say all because we might have a vegan listener, but most vegans.
Well, you
Like,
listen.
can anybody talk down to us more?
I know.
Us carnivores.
I know
than-
you watch.
than a vegan?
You watch the Yak. You listen to the Yak, Matt. Caleb has said, look at some of these
Can't
vegan.
trust them.
These vegan football players. Andrew Luck, vegan, not in the league anymore.
Jonathan Tapes when he
Didn't
was
Cam
a
Newton-
vegan. The
didn't
Hawks
Cam
just,
Newton
he
go
fell
vegan?
off the map.
I think Cam Newton has gone vegan.
I don't know how
Why.
anybody that lives in the South, like being a guy that probably lives in or around Charlotte, like Cam Newton does, how the hell you could be a vegan? 'Cause
My
there's
thing
so
is-
much good food in the South. Like, how do you even?
This
do it?
sounds planned. You went there. You watched them make the burger. You had this whole thing in your process. I hate this. This is just annoying. It's all a setup.
How the hell else are you going to make that thing edible? Besides,
Yeah,
doing some
like
kind
you
of
said,
food thing?
We talked about
You're
this when
welcome
we were
for the
there.
flavor.
Who is going to Burger King and is like, you know what we're gonna do? We
I'm gonna-
want to go to get here for our vegan hotspot for great food. Get out of my
This
face.
is wild. Like, this is wild, really, when you think about it. That somebody,
Get out of my face.
you're a vegan eating at Burger King.
You've got bigger
You're
issues.
already on a high horse. You're already. I already planted my flag in the "I'm better than you" category by saying that I'm a vegan. Now you're gonna shame people for eating at Burger King. Really?
Get out of my face. This is
Really?
Well, let's move on to a happy subject. I know this is one of Matt's favorite everyday Madden ratings. Boys, you got some for me?
All right, I got one to start, fellas.
Let's hear it.
All right. refrigeratorization skills. Something I've been dealing with here lately. So
Ugh.
organizing your fridge.
Ugh.
I'd have to give myself like an 80 because I like a nice clean refrigerator, a quick way. I know where everything's at, and I know everything's not spoiled.
Right. Go ahead, Matt. I'll let you go. Yours is obviously a little different because you got the kid and everything, but
Well, see, but that wasn't even the route I was going with this one. When you said refrigerator organization, I'm thinking which one? Because we got two.
Whoa,
we got
the beer one?
kitchen one, and we've got the kitchen one, and we got the garage one, as you guys know. So the garage one, I have to take a little more organizational technique to because I got to be able to fit 12-ounce cans and 12-ounce bottles and the occasional wine bottle that needs to be chilled. And then when Jewel has, half gallons of milk for Owen on sale, I got to buy 1,000 of those. And those
exactly.
So the beverage refrigerator, which is in the garage, is far more organized than the kitchen one, which is more of like anything goes. It's like the Wild Wild West. So for me personally, I'd say my refrigeration organization skills are probably, we'll say a 77.
Okay, between the two, you're cutting the difference.
Yeah, because my garage skills are very good. The kitchen skills I just don't care about. So it's
understandable.
We'll settle in the middle.
Boomy?
I'll have to. Mine is, Matt, you don't know this yet, but when you come to the cave, you'll realize I'm borderline obsessive compulsive about cleaning and everything. Everything I have has to be organized. So but I'm kind of like you. My basement, the cave refrigerator is a lot more organized than the upstairs one. So I'm going to be generous and give myself like an 88 just because of my borderline obsessive compulsive tendencies that I have.
Borderline Pro Bowler. That's a good number.
I mean, sorry, boys. When it comes to organization, I'm heading to the Pro Bowl every year when it comes to organization.
Honolulu.
Absolutely.
Matt, you got one?
Yeah, this one. I was talking to my wonderful wife about this topic before we jumped in to record tonight, and I said, "Hey, I need an idea because I was coming up blank." And one of my husband's tasks that I've taken over because she's extremely busy with school and work is I do all of our grocery shopping. So she said, "Throw out grocery shopping," because as bad as I am at refrigerator organization, my grocery shopping skills might be Devin Hester's speed.
Oh, wow.
They might. I'm going to say a bare minimum 95. Depending on the way the wind's blowing, the weather's situated, I might be a 97, 98.
I might think of myself like a 15 because I get nervous. I don't know what to go. I don't know where to go. I don't know what I need. I can have a list, and I feel like the list just burns up the second I get into the place.
Just to give you a little perspective, Matt, Zach came over to my house this summer. I think his parents were on vacation, and I think we were standing by his truck, and he was showing me everything he had bought for the weekend while they were gone. You would have thought you gave a 9-year-old $100 and said, go to the grocery store. He had fruit by the foot, Gushers, fruit snacks, like candy, cereal. There was like ice. I mean, it was literally like nothing you've been like. You were like, did you just find a parking lot and say, go get me $100 worth of shit? Like,
no, I just.
Booby, how about a content idea for this summer is you and I try to make Zach grow up for a day.
Okay, we can try that.
We take one day and we make him do like a grown up task.
Make dinner.
Yeah. Go grocery shopping, make dinner, organize dinner.
And just record the whole thing. And I guess it would be priceless, I'm sure.
It would be awful.
I'm
Five-star content right there.
That is 5-star right there. I'm actually somewhere in the middle because I do enjoy grocery shopping, but here's where I'm going to give myself.
It's the best chore to take on. Zach, when you do get married, take on grocery shopping as your chore. I'm telling you, just do it.
Get you out of the house.
Believe me. You can throw in headphones when you're at the store. You listen to a podcast, whatever. You got an hour to just listen to whatever, do whatever. No one talks to you. No one asks you anything. You're not like it's like serenity for an hour, and you just go buy the things you need. I like to cook too, so it's like I'll just start picking things that I want to just throw together and try to cook for the week. So for me, it's like something I enjoy doing. But and when it's something you like doing, obviously you're going to be better at it. That's how I get that 97.
And you definitely get better over time.
Oh, absolutely. Sure. Once you start going to the multiple stores and you start seeing how different stores align everything, and you start picking up little bits, man. It's a game of it's more than just the shopping aspect. You got to have the mind to it as well.
It's the thrill of the hunt. I mean, it's like absolutely. I get to the point now where so we have the town I work in. We have an Aldi, a Hy-Vee, and a Walmart. I know the items I can get at. I know, but I know the items I can get for cheap at Aldi. Then if I can't get them there, then I'll go get them. I'll get the kind of rarer things at Hy-Vee, and whatever I can't get, I finish up at Walmart. But like I was saying, though, my kind of scatterbrained, and I'm kind of, like I said, in between you two. I'm going to give myself like a 72, 73 maybe, because I always end up buying.
I bet your potential rating has to be really high, though.
Yes, but I just always buy stuff I have no use for. Because I'm like, that looks like I'll throw boxes of cereal away because I wanted to try one bowl, and then it sits there for 6 months, and like that's just stupid. That's a waste of money.
Like Captain Crunch.
All right, I'm gonna move on to mine. Yeah. It's gonna be a little weird. It's hard to like name it, but your Madden rating, family event, like board games, any kind of competitive games that are going on at family events. Because that's when you see people's true colors. Is when you're at a family event, you're about to play some random game that you played 100 times, and you got to win because you are not losing to anyone in your family.
This is a tough one.
For me, it's kind of funny. I brought this whole thing up. I'm probably like a 20 because I rarely play any of the games really, like on like Thanksgiving, Christmas, or like anything like that. But I wanted to know your guys's really.
Boy, this is kind of a tough one. Matt, do you have yours off chance?
Probably. I could probably fire off a number here. If we're gonna say
it's almost
just blanket games, yeah, because my competitiveness is extremely high.
Yeah,
but there's certain games that I'm not like. I don't know. If I'm not good at it, I'm obviously not going to give a shit about it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, but, I know my strengths, I know my weaknesses.
There's a game my family plays on Christmas Day at my aunt and uncle's that we've played the last few years, and this is a Christmas party where we get there about 11 or 12, and all we start doing is drinking. So we're doing shots, we're drinking, screwdrivers and Bloody Marys and all kinds of stuff. It's a really event. We start playing this game called Pit, and it's like a stock trading essentially.
Yes,
where you're trading cards. Oh my god, I'm terrible at it. And it's like the one game that I'm awful at that I absolutely love. So this is what throws my number off. Like there's games that like if I'm really good at it, I'll my competitive will through the roof, but this one, I like playing, I love playing, but I'm not very good at it. I've never won. So we'll say for a Madden number perspective, we'll say a 81. I'll say 81.
Boomy, give
That's
me a
respectable. I'll give myself like a 66, and it's because I let my competitive juices get the better of me. I've been known. Zach can actually attest to this. This is when we were younger. We were playing football out front, and obviously I'm 4 years older than Zach, so I was bigger than him and my brother. And like we were playing football in the front yard, and Zach I went to tackle him, but he fell down, and my knee went right into his mouth and like broke his nose open. And it was just from me being too competitive and being bigger.
I'm tough.
Yeah, you were. There was blood everywhere. And like if we were playing I got in a lot of trouble. Zach got taken inside to heal his wounds, but I'm gonna give myself a pretty low rating just because like even if we're gonna go in the yard and play horse, like I'm a pretty sore loser, so I think the combination of being too competitive, not being very good at things, and being a sore loser kind of gives me like a D rating.
The worst part is the older you get, the more like when you go out and do stuff like that. Like if you go to play like a sports activity, you go out and you're just like, whoa. I need it.
The body
And
tells you
day,
to stop.
The next day you're hungover and you are very sore.
Yes.
It gets worse too, guys. Just
That's what we got, like a scale here. Like, so there's me, the youngest, and Boomy's kind of in the middle, and then there's Matt.
Yeah.
So we got like three. We got like three.
You don't have to blur me out.
We got 3 stages of life.
Damn, shots fired.
Hey, at least you're in the middle, dude. You're not like
Yeah,
I've
basically.
been flipped
You're
off.
not basically in your casket.
Living in that sweet
I've
spot.
now been flipped off twice this week. So.
Both of them justified too.
Oh, and I just
Yeah,
knocked
exactly.
over a bat behind me. Is just madness going on. Let's call him. Let's call him the storm here, Boomy, with your wacky web story of the
All right,
day.
boys. I'm going to take us not too far from home, Kankakee, Illinois.
K3?
And this is getting a little borderline out of hand. There is a hotel in Kankakee that is under fire right now because they have and it's actually not in Kankakee, it is near Kankakee, that they have a no Kankakee guest. If you have a Kankakee address, you are not allowed to stay there.
What town is it in? I got it. Is it St. Anne
Wait.
or Bourbonnais?
Let's see. I'm pulling it up.
Fantino.
You're not allowed to stay there.
Okay, so it is a Hampton Inn. No, it actually is in Kankakee. No, I'm sorry. Bourbonnais. You were right.
Oh, Bourbonnais.
So basically, what is going on here is Bourbonnais people don't like Kankakee. They don't like those kind of people around their hotels. And they have a strict rule that if you go to check in and your ID says that you live in Kankakee, Illinois, you're not allowed to stay at the Hampton Inn in Bourbonnais.
Like, people are going to start using fake IDs to try and stay in
Just-
Bourbonnais.
And like I get like it's kind of a funny story, but at the same time, like they said that there was like people who tried to stay there when they had a huge power outage, and they turned these people away because they lived in Kankakee. And like it is, in all honesty, it is like segregation, quote unquote.
Oh,
But-
for sure. That's what I was going to throw out. Like
Like,
this is
I-
like, I think you might have some like a real like ACLU type issue with something like that.
Yeah, and like I don't know what the whole socioeconomic thing is over between Bourbonnais and Kankakee, but there's obviously something.
There's bad
There's
blood.
a divide.
There's bad
There,
blood.
there's a divide. We'll just put.
But
it
yeah,
that
could
way.
you imagine? So like we live by Mendota, and like imagine if you just drove to like Peru, and they said like, oh, you go to check into a hotel because your house hasn't had power in 3 days, and they just like, nope, don't want your kind around here, you Mendota people, because you live in Mendota.
Like they're
That's
all
just
excited,
wild. It's 2019.
they're all excited to see
It's-
you. You go to give them your like ID, and they look at you like, "Oh my gosh."
And
Yeah,
frankly, let's
he's
not
from
act like we're
Mendota.
dealing with the Four Seasons. We're dealing with the Hampton Inn. It's
Hampton
not like-
Inn.
You might want to take whatever credit card gets accepted.
Imagine-
through your
That's
reader.
what I'm
Boomy,
saying.
imagine we go to that place in Green Bay, and they look at our thing like, "Oh, you're from Chicago area." Not
Yeah,
staying
your
here.
your money's no good here.
Your
sir.
money's no good here.
Like that's just a bad look, and it's actually getting like national attention right now because
Yeah,
it is.
it
I mean,
should.
that thing will be a comfort in a year from now. It won't be a
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
yeah, that's wild. They and like I've traveled a ton. Zach knows, you know, this shady hotels I've stayed in. I've never heard or seen anything like this, where they have a no neighboring town policy.
I
But
am I'm a big fan of your hotel policy too, Boomy,
Oh.
by the way.
Nothing over $50.
It's funny until you're trying to sleep.
That shit. You have a couple of drinks, you'll go right to sleep.
Is it one of those where you just consider maybe I'll just sleep in the car? I'll just go out in the
Oh.
parking lot and sleep in the
No,
car.
you
I'm gonna have to do a whole video series because I stayed in one. I had to sleep with a buck knife about that big, fully extended on the side of the bed just in case. I had to show Indianapolis police my ID and my room card just to get in the parking lot.
what?
Yeah, yeah. There was someone. So I was on the east side of Indianapolis, and it was the same hotel room that I had a big giant red stain in the carpet. But I just told myself it was Gatorade.
No
And,
blood.
no, it was definitely Gatorade.
My
And
goodness.
so, but it was a Saturday night, and what they do is they go rent out, like people go rent hotel rooms and throw these giant parties in
That
them.
sounds fun.
And the police were trying to put a stop to that, so they were making everyone that was good, like pulling into the parking lot, had to show their room key and their ID that they matched up. So yeah, I had to do that.
I don't think I
and
want to
deal with
stay
literally
anywhere
police presence
where I
at
have
all
to,
times.
like, my ID has to be checked for me to even get in the parking lot.
Yeah, it was $45, man. It wasn't that bad. I slept fine after I finally fell asleep.
Yeah, once you finally you're just like, you know what? Either way, I may wake up, I may
There's
not.
nothing I
don't
can
know.
do
There's nothing I
about
can do
it.
at this
If I'm
point.
gonna die, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, and it might sound weird, but it might for a hotel for me. It might not even be the bed. It might be just the shower. If you can give me a
Yeah.
decent shower,
And that's definitely not having a
Like-
decent shower at that place.
you know, I mean, a $45 hotel room, it's definitely a risk. But
Oh yeah, you
Take
might
what you
be,
can
you're
get,
literally getting they're gonna have be like a hose, like where the
Yo,
shower,
I've done that.
where like the shower may be, and it's just like that's your running water.
Or basically, like I've done a lot of the ones where like it has the head that's attached to the hose, but the head doesn't stay attached; it just dangles and falls to the floor. You got to pick that up and clean yourself.
I thought you were doing the sign of
Yeah.
the cross because you had to pray,
Pretty much.
because that's what. My
You
goodness,
see,
Boomy.
dude, we stayed in when Zach finally releases the video from Green Bay. We stayed in basically a meth factory.
Dude, it was insane. Insane. It was wild. Like
Oh,
some of
this
these
is
people
great.
you should have
this
seen
is
coming.
great. I think I'm gonna do a TCF road trip with you guys this summer just so I can see.
Yes.
I gotta do it.
I'll book the hotel rooms,
No,
boys.
I'll pay extra. I'll put it on my card.
Yeah.
I've come,
No
I've
need.
come to that
I might
conclusion.
I might go out of pocket on this one.
I'll pay for it if that's the case, because that was
Airbnb.
Oh, I got the wait for the time I tell you my Airbnb
well. It also didn't
stories.
help that we were in Green Bay, like when like all the hotel rooms were pretty much booked up. It was
Yeah, and we decided to go 2 days before.
unbelievable. Oh yeah, we should just go like that morning.
Yeah, we were stupid.
But thank you for listening, watching to the TCF Morning Show, Wednesday, November 20th. Thank you to our sponsor, The Money Otter. If you want to go out, check their stuff out, themoneyotter.com. Go on to their Facebook page, The Money Otter, and then Instagram also, The Money Otter. They're always putting out videos, pictures, all their stuff, new stuff. Like I said, go check out all their stuff on their website. Beautiful handmade pottery and woodworking stuff. And they're out of the Lake of the Ozarks. Mitch, Hannah Prentice. Mitch, my best friend from school. One of my best friends from high school. Hannah, local Leland. You got Matt. You know you're from Sandwich, right?
I am.
So you know Leland.
I
You know
am.
Leland pretty well.
One of my best friends had just moved from Leland back to Sandwich. He lived in Leland for like 7 or 8 years. So
Little local ties.
spent a lot of college Saturday and pro Sundays in Leland.
They may be at the Lake of the Ozarks, but we're keeping their stuff local here. Thank you to Boomy at BoomyTCF, Matt at schools_01. Matt Schoolfield. Sorry, I didn't say your full name there. That's rude. That's rude of me. That's rude of me.
You're okay. Don't worry. I'll sleep tonight still.
Are you sure? See that?
I will.
Actually, that's a
I
shot
will.
back. Like you flip me off, I only say half your name.
Yeah.
Fit for
I'm
cat.
only worth half of it. That's fine. I can live with it.
Boys, we're almost to the end of the week here. We got one more show left tomorrow night, or I guess tomorrow morning, because this is Wednesday morning. This show, what are you guys thinking of this? You guys liking this?
So far, if I could just get my
I love
voice
it.
to come back.
Yeah, I'm loving this setup. I mean, I get to talk about sports whenever I want, all the time. So I'll take it.
It's fun
Give
to
us your
talk about
feedback.
random stuff like vegans and
That's
you
what I
know,
kind of like about this show.
like
This
deer
show, it
hunts,
brings you some
stuff like
sports,
that,
but it
too.
also brings you some random stuff. That's what we're here about. We like talking sports. We do that enough on our other two podcasts too, so we also like to talk about some other stuff. Shout out to Typical Chicago Fans, the podcast. We recorded a new episode today. Also recorded a new The Moneyline podcast. Those will be out here in the next few days. We got a lot of content coming from us. You're going to be hearing a lot of my voice, seeing a lot of my beautiful face. seeing these two
Whether you like it or
ugly
not,
faces
man.
next to me. So, like I said, we're gonna keep this moving. We're about done with week 2 here. It's exciting. We love doing this. Like I said, if you guys have any, if you're watching out there, if you have any ideas throughout the day, we record the night before, so get them to us before about 8 or 9 at night, and we will try and put them in the show if we think it's interesting. Like I said, not even just sports stuff. And we actually like the non-sports stuff more because we know sports stuff. We watch sports all day. We bet on it. We know what's going on within the sports. I think we sometimes you kind of tell when we enjoy the other topics, like the 15 years since the Malice at the Palace, just something a little different than just straight sports right now.
Yeah, there we go. Coming in hot.
Just slipped. Just slipped.
That saved a life. It saved a
Wow.
life.
But
Oh, what a day.
hey, we love you guys all. Thank you again for watching, listening to the TCF Morning Show, Wednesday, November 20th. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Peace.
Yeah.